You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Pretty Little Liars After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Pretty Little Liars After Show.
You like that? That's exciting. Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another fabulous after show for Pretty Little Liars. We are in season 3, episode 7, and this is called Crazy. I'm Kelly, and joining us tonight is Mona, the lovely Janel Parrish. And also we have
Whitney. Hi, y'all.
Hi, Stephanie. Excited to be back with you all.
And this was like a super creepy episode. I love it.
It was. It was super fun. You know what? It was creepy to shoot.
I would not doubt it. It looked like a sketchy place.
It was. It was like, I mean, who wouldn't want to live there, right?
Right,
With all the cobwebs and the broken dolls and everything. The little incubators. No, it definitely puts you in the mood to be creepy when you see a set like that. And dolls, those dolls that, I was brushing their hair. I've always been scared of those dolls.
Those are the dolls like that have the eyes that move and
just so creepy.
Yeah.
I never had dolls. I always had stuffed animals because they just creeped me out. So it was perfect for the episode.
There you go. They forced you.
They did. Well, let's get into this whole thing with Hannah and Allie's dad. She is feeling really bad. Well, first of all, the episode opens where the officer, and I forget his name every time.
Officer Wilden.
Officer
Yes.
Wilden, yes. He comes over and wants her to go in and have a blood test. They want to match her blood with the blood found on the anklet because she's O negative.
Yes.
And the blood that they found, aside from Allie's, was O negative.
Right. So as it seems, someone, maybe A, is trying to frame Hannah for Allison's murder. With the planchette from the Ouija board on the table that, pricked her finger, it got the blood, and the note said, "See how easy it is for me to get your blood." So they have to go to Mona for help. And I think the big question is Mona helping in this episode, or is she just playing a game?
Exactly. And Aria goes first.
Yes.
Because Hannah is on the do not visit list.
Yes. And if you remember, in a closer, I think 2 episodes ago, they showed a black-gloved hand changing the status on Mona's visitation rights from, denied to access granted. So Aria was able to go see her, and this is the first time Aria is seeing Mona since the finale, since the night that she tried to kill Spencer. So it's a very loaded moment. It's one of my favorite moments in the episode.
No, it was great. She comes in and,
I'm actually, they don't show it, but I'm actually supposed to be feeding a pigeon with the breadcrumbs.
See,
it kind of just looks like I'm just sitting there throwing breadcrumbs at nothing, which maybe is even creepier. But I was actually originally feeding a pigeon.
How fun. You and the animals, the dolls, you get to enjoy it all there.
All, yes.
Yeah, in a little bit of a daze, just kind of throwing the bread out.
Just sitting at a mental house, just, throwing bread.
Well, Hannah's freaking out about this blood test. She wants to know if there's any way you can fake a blood test.
One of my favorite lines. Can you cheat on a blood test?
And she goes to Spencer.
Yes.
And Spencer's trying to have her mom kind of halt that whole testing, and she's working on it. So she's relaxing a little bit, but she's still kind of freaked out. She wants to go and talk to Mona. Aria kind of takes the initiative and goes first. And, she says, if I've got to scale the walls, I'm going to get in there and talk to her today. So she goes in, and we find out that Mona's visits now have to be supervised.
Yes.
So there's really not much.
But Mona still finds a way to get that private moment. She looks over at the nurse and does her little smile and says, "I'm ready for my medicine." The nurse goes away and she's immediately like, "Tell me why you're here." She's all business. So you see all the many different sides of Mona, which is why it's so much fun to play.
How did all of those cards just stack up so
That's
nicely?
They were glued. I mean, if they really put me in charge of building a house of cards, let me tell you, it would have not looked like that.
Would not have lasted.
No.
Yeah. I know. I was wondering if there was going to be some kind of extra clue that Mona might have slipped in there or something, since she left it so perfectly built when she took off.
It shows that she's good at, building things and creating things.
Yes.
She'll find her way.
Yeah, so she didn't really open up too much to Arya, but Arya did divulge that they found, the Ouija board thing was at Hannah's house, and that wasn't the first thing that they had gotten from the gravesite.
Right.
So the last thing Mona says to Arya is just tell Hannah that I'm sorry.
Right, and she, Arya says someone's trying to frame Hannah, and Mona says it isn't me. So, that just is a little hint that maybe there's other people involved. But, then again, Mona could be playing Arya, so it's hard to know.
That's true, but you do see Mona and Hannah. I mean, their friendship does date back. It would be so hard for me to wrap my head around this friendship just dissolving and like Mona not caring about Hannah anymore. Especially, I mean, that's where it all started with the game. They were on the Ouija board together there, so finding out what Allison was all about. I know, so kind of interesting. That's where the whole Ouija board started.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then while the Arya visit is going on, then we find out, Hannah goes and sees that Allie's dad is back in town.
Yes.
And she goes up to try to apologize to him.
He's not having it.
And he just kind of tells her that, she was cruel before, but now, it's gotten worse. And
poor Hannah, she didn't mean anything bad when she thought she saw Allison that night, and she got so excited, called Allie's mom, and they found her body 3 days later. So it seemed like a cruel prank. So,
but you never know. I guess you never know with Allison if that really was her.
You don't know what she saw.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then. So he's obviously still holding a very deep grudge for that. He doesn't want to have anything to do with her, and she feels really guilty about it.
Yeah.
So she wants
to mend the relationship, but I don't know if it's something that could ever be mended.
Yes, after that.
It's pretty. Especially because it was just 3 days later, and it's just awful. So she decides to go back and talk to Mona again, and she wants to sneak back into the asylum, and Arya catches her outside.
Yes, I love that line. Arya says to Hannah, "Friends don't let friends sneak into insane asylums alone."
One of my absolute favorite lines. So it's so good.
Hilarious.
Now, how do they get in there without anyone?
Right?
There's no guards, there's no nurses, nothing.
It was just like, and snap, we're in.
And they're in just, prowling the hallways.
Yeah.
I guess they were just sneaky. They were on a mission.
They know how to do it. They know how to do it by now, right? They have to sneak around so much. Let's just go to the insane asylum and see what happens.
So they make it into, Mona's room. Hannah goes in first and has Arya waiting outside.
And one of my favorite things about that moment is she walks into my room and I'm not in my bed at night. I'm just sitting in a chair, just, against the wall. Because that's not creepy.
It's like you come from behind.
I'm
Hannah's
just
like,
sitting
where
there
is she?
by myself. No book, no nothing. Just sitting there.
In the dark.
In the dark, yeah.
In the dark with just the moonlight coming under the street light.
Great.
And she's like, Hannah?
What's going on?
So crazy.
Is everything okay?
To her sweet act, yes.
Yeah, it's really,
I guess
goes
you
back and
never
forth.
know with Mona what side you're going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's intriguing.
So she goes in, and then a few minutes later, Arya jumps in and kind of ruins the dynamic there, because Mona gets a little bit defensive.
Mona doesn't trust Arya. She doesn't like her.
Wonder what it is. Just because of Allie? I don't know. All kinds of stuff.
Well, she did say to Spencer in the finale that they all stole her one friend.
Yeah.
So I think she's holding a grudge against all, the other three girls.
And when we saw in one of those flashbacks when Arya caught her dad having the affair, like before that, Mona's character was like running down trying to catch up with them, and she and Allie kind of
Mona
hid from
so
her.
Desperately wanted to be a part of that group and was always excluded. So
so I definitely understand that. So we get more into what this whole game is that Mona and Hannah played. The code.
Yes.
So they could talk about people in front of them.
Mona made a code where you take the first letter of each word and you formulate a code. So, she pushes Hannah to remember that moment in the park where she was telling Hannah about the code, and then, Allison's father came into the park and yelled at Hannah and said, how could you do this to my family? Which the code comes into play later, and you find out that is Mona really just, speaking in poems, nonsensically, but you find out later that she really was giving them website.
Yeah, she was giving them a message. And that's when Arya finds out about what had happened between Allie's dad and Hannah.
Yes.
And, because as we know, these girls all keep little secrets from each other, too.
Yes.
So it's just a big pile of secrets everywhere.
They all come out eventually in the show.
Nobody knows it all except for A somehow.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, and poor Jason. And Jason thought he was going to be a hero, once Garrett was in jail and finding the anklet and just proving he was guilty. And it kind of backfired on him, and his family really isn't happy.
Yes.
So he's kind of spiraling down a little bit and, goes out drinking, gets into an accident. And
luckily, Spencer just happened to be in front of him.
Of course.
She can save her stepbrother, from a DUI.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jason's having a rough go right now, but... we'll see what happens with his character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll
Hopefully
see what
things
happens.
will pick up for him.
Yeah. And we'll see what happens to Spencer, too, now that Officer Weldon came back for her. So
because she just left her car there with the door open.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
sense.
that seems peculiar a little bit. You
Pull it over and park it.
Exactly.
Yes, with the door open too. But luckily she had Toby there to come to her rescue.
Isn't he good?
He's so loyal. He's a good boyfriend.
Toby is
Really?
the one I always feel so bad for week after week. I'm just like, this guy is so good to her. And
He's so loyal.
Yeah, he does not.
He has no idea what's actually happening.
Yeah, and he's just like, I'll protect you constantly. And she's got all this other stuff going on. And it's not.
I'll protect you blindly.
Yes.
He says, yes.
Very
I know,
true.
that poor guy. He never knows anything that's really going on. He's always getting caught in the middle of things, and he just does it anyway.
Yeah.
That's a good boyfriend and a good friend.
Toby.
They're
So,
cute.
he realized that he was being used in the last episode, so he's still trying to find answers, and Spencer's still being very tight-lipped about that with him. So
Yes,
Makes
it
it
seems that secrets always seem to get in the way of the girls' relationships. Ultimately that's what broke up Hannah and Caleb.
right.
They want to keep their loved ones safe, and by doing so, you can't tell them everything, and it seems like there are just too many secrets.
Yeah.
So
They just
it
want to
always
know.
becomes an issue.
Yes, always.
Yeah, and if we go back to the codes, when the girls are in talking with Mona in her room, she happens to sneak out when they get into a little bit of a when they get into a conversation. She sneaks out of the room,
Sneaky little Mona.
and then we've
Goes to the broken down children's
Right.
ward.
Yes.
Finds some dolls and starts brushing their hair and humming.
yes, and she
yes.
breaks in with the tweezers that she took from Hannah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And very crafty. Goes into that room and is just kind of
Yes.
sitting in the back corner humming and
Playing with her dolls. It seems like she's in her own little world, not making any sense until the girls go home and Hannah has a realization that Mona was giving them a code.
Slash, it makes you kind of wonder when you see the guy in with the gloves and he gets the phone out and what's recorded them, if the whole time Mona led them there for a reason.
right.
So you never know.
Yes.
You never seem to know what Mona's true motives are.
No. And I was thinking, because she gives them this code, they figure it out that it's a website. They go to this website, and at the on the homepage of this website is a picture of Maya.
Yes.
And there it's a password there. And they decoded 2 of the poems, but they forgot the first one.
Which is
And
so
so-
interesting to me.
No one to save Allie from evil was not safe. They decoded the website, but the other one was Miss Arya, you're a killer, not Ezra's wife, which spells out Maya knew. So that'll come into play in the next
sure,
episode.
yes.
Ultimately the website will lead them to dig deeper into Maya's murder, and will ultimately lead them to find out who killed her.
Ooh.
Yes.
So that's going to be coming for
Coming
the
up.
end of the first half of season 3.
Ooh, I know, it's
So
exciting.
exciting.
Yes, very exciting.
Finding some more answers. That's what this whole show is about.
Oh yeah, season 3 is just bringing them all together.
Yes.
It's
Which is great.
so great. I love it all. And one of the things I love so much about this show, and I think we talk about it all the time, is like all of the style that every all the fun things that everybody wears and all the outfits and how great everybody looks. And one of my favorite things to do is to do online shopping. Do you do any kind of
my
online
goodness.
shopping?
Of course.
All the time.
Right.
Way too much. On set.
Do you?
When I have time, I bring my laptop
Awesome.
And then I get in trouble.
What you do.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Well, one of the great things we have here at AfterBuzz is you can go to our website, AfterBuzzTV.com, and we have an Amazon banner directly on our site. So you can shop from Amazon.com through our site, and it kind of helps us out a little. It doesn't cost anything extra. It's just one extra click. So you go to Amazon.com, you do all of your online shopping, and you're helping out AfterBuzz as we continue to do these great shows and have these wonderful special guests here to discuss your favorite shows with us. So please go to AfterBuzzTV.com and click on the Amazon banner. You'll be helping us out.
Before you shop.
Yeah,
Lots of shopping.
So Cece. Who is Cece?
She's
What
the
is Cece's
mysterious new girl in town who looks and acts a lot like Allison, and it turns out that she had a friendship with Allison and also dated Jason. But somehow the 4 PLLs did not know about her.
So interesting because she knows everything
about them and is very much like Allie in her demeanor. She's a little cunning. She shows that she can be, devious.
Yes.
The way that she tells Emily she wants her phone so she can put her number in it, and then she calls Jenna from it and says, "Stay away from my boyfriend, Nate."
Poor Emily. She's just like, what's happening?
And she does it all with ease. She doesn't even break a sweat. It's just all in a day for her.
Well, you got to think, too, this must have been how Allie kind of modeled herself because Cece's a lot older than her.
Yes.
So this is probably someone, since she was dating Jason, that she kind of looked up to, like an older sister, and maybe kind of took on some of those habits. And that's why she didn't maybe tell the other girls about Cece, because she didn't want to be like she was copying someone else.
And
she
now
wanted to kind of be her own person. Yeah.
And what's that going to do for the liars? Will it stir anything up? What does she know?
Right.
It's going to be an interesting new character in Rosewood, definitely.
Yeah, because she knows everything, because she'd be part of the A-team and all of that, since she knows a lot of their secrets and everything about them.
And then you're going to wonder whose side she's on.
Right, exactly. So that, as you talked about with Nate and Jenna, Emily finds out that Nate and Jenna are going on a date, and she's really not happy about it. And he bought her a candle, which is such a cute guy thing to do.
Yes. Poor guy just sits there and waits for her with his little gift bag, and she never shows up.
Oh, no, and it's all Cece's fault. So it's kind of like a cycle starting over because, just from what we know about Allie's character, she did those same kind of things.
It was a very Allison thing to do, yes.
Yeah, so poor Nate is at this restaurant with his gift, because he, asked Emily to go shopping with him to get a better gift. So he goes, because we find out Cece's working at this boutique across the street from the cafe.
Yes.
So he goes and buys her a better gift. He's got this gift bag, and as Emily's leaving work, she sees him sitting there by himself.
And she lets him, and at first you're like, oh, but you realize she's trying to keep him safe.
Right.
Right.
He's the only link she has left to Maya, and they've become really good friends, and she knows that Jenna is dangerous. So she tries to save him.
/ you wonder, are they making us feel kind of sorry for Nate? Because if we talked about it last time when Brendan and Tammin visited about how he's a little bit aggressive, and you kind of wonder what's going on. So it's like we feel for him, but at the same time, you got to kind of keep him at arm's length because you don't know what Nate's all about.
You don't know him yet.
Yes.
No, and I wonder, I don't know, that the first time we were introduced to him, I got kind of a little sketchy vibe from him. And even in tonight's episode when he pulls the earrings, from the boutique, and, he's asking Emily, what about these earrings? Maya had something like this. And then she's like, yeah, I bought them for her. How did you know? And then he kind of tries to cover and is like, oh, maybe it was in a picture. I don't know how many guys are really going to pay that close attention to a picture to see.
It's hard to know. I feel like in Rosewood, you can't trust anybody. You never know, who's who in Rosewood. It reminds me of, I don't know if you guys ever watched Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
It's very similar in that it's, the town is full of people with a lot of secrets.
Right.
And you never know who's hiding what.
Yeah, so I just kind of wonder how much he really does know and how involved he is, because just of those little things that kind of come out.
Yeah, he also let it slip out tonight that he thinks that that Emily is like the prettiest girl in town, and that like he wishes she would be interested in guys as well. So, no, little thing for the future.
We'll find out.
There's a little chemistry there. I think she might, kind of have had a little bit of feeling of that toward him too. There was a little bit of chemistry that you see between them.
And also I think they both loved the same person.
Exactly.
And you feel an instant bond when they meet, knowing that they both lost somebody that they loved.
So I would agree with that. Yep.
No,
that's what it seems like.
It sparks a friendship,
Yeah,
Where else it will go, we'll see.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have some common ground, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And so Cece never put her number into Emily's phone. She doesn't want to
No,
be
she
friends. She just
didn't.
wants to be mean.
Yes, it's hard to know whether she was doing Emily a favor or she has her own agenda.
Correct.
That's true.
Like everyone else. Like
Exactly.
you said.
Like everyone in Rosewood.
What do you think about Cece's new character?
I think she's really kind of out. I was like, oh, she's sweet. Like she's exchanging numbers. That's like, maybe there's like something underlyingly nice about her. And then just like everybody else, I think she's one with a ton of secrets and it's all going to kind of unravel. We were talking about, I think, layers last week, and she's definitely a character with layers and kind of, you have to pull those all back and see. Yeah, I think there's a lot to, see that.
Yeah. Well, one thing that would help us out a lot is if you guys can go to iTunes, you download our podcast, rate and comment the show. Let us know what you think about these new characters that are coming in, what you think about Nate, what you think about Cece and how she's going to kind of disrupt, all the liars and, everything coming out with the blood test. What if A really did take Allie's or Hannah's blood and put it on that anklet? So please join in the conversation. Let us know what you think. Let us know what's going on. Rate, comment. It really helps us out and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, we love reading everybody's comments.
Yes,
it's really fun to go on and see what everybody's thinking. So go on, rate and comment.
Yeah, and there's so many things that happen in each episode, and a lot of people really get confused with all the things coming and going. So this show definitely keeps you thinking and on your toes, which I think is so great because and visually, you have to constantly be looking and paying attention
to small things.
Even when we're trying to take notes.
There's so much going on, and there's a lot of little hints that are thrown in that you realize later if you go back and you watch some of the older episodes, you'd be like, oh, that was a hint. I missed it. And it's kind of fun to go back and do that.
Yeah, no, it's a great show that way. And what about Arya's mom?
Hot mama.
Hot mama's going out on a date.
With Pastor Ted.
I know he's on a dating website.
I know. I mean, for a pastor, he's getting the ladies.
Making his rounds.
Right.
The mamas. Oh, yeah.
Well, he said he's new. When he was kind of hanging out with Hannah's mom, he said he was new in town. He wants to make friends. So, he's going for it all the way.
Hopefully the ladies won't fight over him. But it seems like Arya's mom's decided, the methodical way he was eating the ice cream wasn't exciting for her.
I was like, what are they trying to show us with his spoon? I was like, that is just
I know, she was like, what's going on?
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, it kind of put her in a little bit of a trance there. And we find out, that's the same way that, her husband eats his ice cream. So that was kind of off-putting. And I think after that...
I like what she said about how that would be the safe choice. That's what she would have done, years ago. And now she wants to break out and be bold and do something different. And the cute young guy who owns the bar with the leather jacket is a little bit more cutting edge.
Yes, he definitely seems different from what she would go for. So maybe that's what she needs.
I love how he says, "What's wrong with your age?"
Exactly.
I love it, right?
So charming and just...
Yes.
Come on, he's cute.
So super flirty. So she ends up going on 2 dates in one night.
Yes.
With her hot new
Does
dress.
that happen? Does that actually happen?
I love Arya's line when she's going to bed.
I know.
And Hannah goes, "What's up with your mom?" And she goes, "She's a slut. Let's go to sleep."
That was funny.
Well, I thought it was really cute too that she calls Arya to kind of gossip about it. Well, first she's looking for her. She didn't know where she was, so she wants to check on her. And then she wants to kind of gossip with her about her date.
I think that the divorce brought them closer together, and now they're like girlfriends too. And I think they miss each other when they're not around each other, and they want to have girl talk. Which
I think
is really
it's
cute.
good. Yeah, she's getting older. Arya's getting older. It's time to she can help her mom out a little bit, right? Why not? Why not?
Yeah, no, that was really cute. And a few people we didn't see in this episode. We didn't see Ezra. We didn't see him in the last episode very much either.
I think it was 2 episodes ago that I think we got a little bit of him last week, and then not this week, and hopefully it looks like next week will be a big storyline for him.
Ezra will definitely be back, as you can see in the teaser. Ezra's mom comes to town.
Oh, and
what's that gonna do for the relationship? It's gonna be
after all they've been through, right? We'll see.
Yes. And I want to revisit this money in the sock drawer. I don't know how much I really
back.
buy.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Excellent.
Yeah, I can't just buy I sold an old car and have this wad of cash in my drawer.
You never know.
Right?
Oh, but thank you to our fans that commented on iTunes and YouTube. We missed what Aria was looking for when she opened the sock drawer, and
so
they said that she was looking for a sock because she was like, and I
putting
just didn't see that. She was putting her shoes on.
Yeah.
Well, she found something more.
She found something bigger than a sock.
Yeah, she did. And no Jenna at all. Not even on the other end of the phone. No Jenna in this episode.
Lots of mentions of Jenna. I mean, we get Jenna because he's going on this date. There's lots of mentions around her, but no actual Jenna.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about our show is we have such a big cast. There's so many different people and so many different pieces of the puzzle that somebody, may not be in a couple episodes, but they'll always come back. You know, every little piece will be put together.
Yeah,
which is nice.
What's your filming schedule like week to week? Does that make it easier for you in terms of do you have time off or do you
it totally depends. Sometimes I'll get an episode and I'll have, just like one day on set, one really long day, or a couple days that are really short depending on how many scenes I have, and sometimes I'll be in every day. And sometimes I'll have 5 weeks off because I won't be in, 3 or 4 straight episodes. So you never really know, but I love it. I think it's great because, I have a steady job, but I still have, time because I'm not in every single episode. So it's nice. Still have time for myself and, my family and my friends, which is great.
Kind of the best of both worlds for sure.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a fun cast. Young cast,
It is. We all get along so well.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's like going to play every day.
Yeah, it makes it fun to watch. That's for sure.
So are there any antics, any tricks that you guys play on each other when you're on set trying to kind of ruin these serious scenes or anything like that?
Lots of laughing. Me and Brendan Robinson are actually huge goofballs and we're the best of friends. So
awesome.
when we're on set together, we have the best time and hopefully, don't make each other laugh in scenes.
That's got to be the worst.
I feel like we'll see more of you two together anyways after.
We'll see.
You.
I mean, we did see that, Lucas was visiting Mona.
Exactly. So.
And we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, and so many lingering storylines that we have to. And that's the thing that's hard, too, is because when characters go away for a minute, and then when they come back, as a straight fan of the show, you really have to keep track of everything and figure out, because there's so many webs that intertwine with each other, it just makes it so much more fun to watch, because you really have to stay on your toes with it.
But in the end, those storylines will always be revisited, and the ends will always be tied, so you'll always get answers, even if it's, it takes a little while to get there.
Yeah. Is there anything more you can tell us about anything upcoming with your character? Anything that, that we can know?
You will find out soon. Mona has another visitor that no one knows about, and it'll be very surprising. And it'll be coming soon.
Interesting.
Also, which is fun, I can tease, is we just shot the Halloween episode, and Adam Lambert has a guest appearance, which is nice. Yeah. And I actually did not get to meet him.
Oh, no.
I wasn't on set that day, and I was like, no, Adam. I love him. But yeah, he sings, and he also has an exchange with one of the liars. So that's nice.
Oh, okay. Very
look at
nice.
this. Lots to look forward to, that's for sure.
There'll be a lot more secrets.
That's his first acting thing, right, Adam? I think he hasn't done anything else.
I don't think so. That might be, if not one of the first of his guest appearances.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's great. Well, let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we can get more into you personally, like any other things you've got going on, and we'll see if we've got any predictions coming up for next week.
Ooh, awesome.
Hey there, good buddies. The handle's Woolly Bear. I'm a truck driving man, but I'm not that old school kind of truck driving man, no. I like to listen to podcasts while I'm driving through these great United States of ours. And my favorite podcasts in the world are from AfterBuzz TV. And why? Because AfterBuzz TV is like a post-game wrap-up show for all your favorite TV shows, like Jersey Shore, Dancing with the Stars, Mad Men, and a whole truckload more. I like listening to my Gossip Girl podcast, catching up with all my fellow fans and getting all the latest news and gossip. No, I got some strong opinions. And AfterBuzz TV lets me share those opinions with thousands of other listeners. Woo-wee, what a feeling. I used to doze off on those lonely stretches of road, And don't worry, I got the cruise control. But now I'm wide awake and listening to all the AfterBuzz TV goodness. Check them out. Give them a holler. And tell them the old woolly bear sent you.
Woo-wee. So I love that commercial.
It's my favorite.
That's great.
Did you say the old woolly bear?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I love it.
So you sing as well, don't you?
I do, yes. I started out in musical theater. I did Les Miserables on Broadway in the National Touring Company when I was 6. And
wow.
was bitten by the bug. So I guess that's all I've known, really, is music and acting from a young age, which is great because I always knew what I wanted to do. So, yeah.
That's nice.
That's great. And we got to hear a little bit of your singing in what was last week's, that week before last episode?
Oh, yeah, my creepy singing where I'm lying in bed sedated and just singing to myself.
Yeah. So are you going to be in any other stage shows or anything coming up? Anything
Actually, I just did one. I did Spring Awakening, the LA cast.
I actually
Did
saw
you see it?
I saw you in that. It was amazing.
Yay.
Yeah,
That's so
so
fun.
good.
Yes, it was so much fun. It was my return to theater after 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Which was really nice. And it fueled the fire again for me. So hopefully I will go back to theater one day. Other than that, I'm always writing and I'm always singing. I play the piano and write as well. So
awesome.
who knows where that'll
that's
go.
great.
But it's always
Exactly.
something that's in my life.
Yeah, and Brandon told us about this charity event that you guys did.
Yes, we had so much fun. It was called Cats for Cats, and it was a charity benefit for Kitty Bungalow, which is a charm school for wayward cats. And it was so much fun. And Brendan and I both got to sing and dance together. He's amazing, too.
Oh, that's awesome.
amazing.
Oh,
Amazing
he
voice.
was just so adorable when he came in and hung out with us. Very, very
we
nice.
had the best time. And like I said, we're best friends, so we just had the best
That's
time together.
awesome to do that together. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, are we going to see maybe Arya and Mona kind of get together and do a little musical number together?
I've been voting for a musical episode of Pretty Little Liars.
That would be fantastic.
I don't know if it'll happen, but I'm like, let's do it. Because a lot of us sing. Lucy sings, Ashley sings, Troy and Tyler, Brendan,
everyone.
Tammin.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
a lot of us sing. So, I mean...
Why not, right?
Yeah,
We'll
I
see.
think Mona should just start dancing and singing in the crazy house. Like, you know what I mean?
That
With,
could
like,
help.
tap
That
shoes.
could help.
Why not? It'd be fun.
Well, I think we have some fans that have called in and want to talk to you.
Best
So,
friends.
Marissa, do we have someone on the line?
Yes, we do. AfterBuzz TV. Hello.
Hi, is this the Pretty Little Liars after one?
It is. Hi.
Hi. I have a question for Janelle.
Yes, hi.
Hi. Well, first I wanted to congratulate you with your TCA award. That was
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you so much.
And I wanted to know if you had any new stuff coming up besides Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah. Well, I shot a film last year called Celeste and Jesse Forever, which is it went to Sundance and it got distribution, so it's going to be out I think this fall. So which is fun. I have a nice cameo in it. I play another snarky character with Emma Roberts, which is really fun. So that'll be a really funny, lighthearted romantic comedy. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. It'll be great.
Oh, okay, cool.
Thank you so much for calling
Thanks
in.
for calling.
Yes, have a good one.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Bye. Yeah, so we want to talk to you about the Teen Choice Awards. Were you able to go?
I did go. I took my sister. She was my date.
Oh, very
And
nice.
unfortunately, she was on crutches, poor
Oh,
thing,
no.
because she's a soldier, and she gets back from Kuwait. She's fine,
Oh,
and then she goes to the gym
No way.
and does CrossFit and snaps her Achilles tendon.
Right.
So it's like you would come back from 6 months in Kuwait, be totally fine, and then hurt yourself when you get to LA. So she was a little trooper. She was on crutches. She had her foot in a cast, and she came with me, and we had the best time ever.
That's fun.
That's great.
And it was my first time, my first nomination, first award, and it was a great night.
That's
So
fantastic.
exciting. I know.
Did you get to meet anyone that you hadn't met before? Any good backstage stories?
Oh my goodness. I met Chris Colfer.
Really?
And I am a huge, huge Glee fan. I'm a Gleek. And my sister and I both just saw him on the carpet, and I was just like, I'm going over. So I told him that we loved him, and he was so sweet. And
Awesome.
I love him. Yeah,
That's
so
so
that was great.
great.
But it was just great seeing, so many celebrities and people that you watch on TV that you look up to. No Doubt performed. They were
Oh, cool.
amazing. Justin Bieber was amazing. I mean, I've never seen him actually dance. Boy can dance. Yeah, he was great. It was just really fun.
That's great. Well, I think we have another phone call.
Yeah.
Great.
Marissa, hi.
I just got finished watching the episode online. I completely freaked out.
You freaked out?
Oh God!
Yay!
Do you have a question for Janelle?
Yeah, I was just wondering, how exactly are you able to get into that mindset of being Crazy Mona? Because I'm actually an aspiring actor, and
great.
I have to admit, I hated Mona for the first 2 seasons, but this season I really like her. And I'm just wondering how exactly do you get yourself in that mindset to do those type of things?
Oh, man, that's a good question. I kind of just have to go there completely and just go away for a little while and not talk to anybody and just shut it down and then be in the moment. It helps with a lot of the sets that I'm on. If you know, when you watch the show, my crazy room is really creepy and it freaks me out. And the dolls in the children's ward really freaked me out. So just using that, you know, it helps to the makeup. You know, they give me like kind of crazy makeup, dark circles under my eyes, wrap my hair up, the outfits, everything. I just try to use my surroundings and how I feel and just pull from there. And it was the biggest challenge, especially in the finale, because I had never played a character like this before. And Mona, like you said, for 2 years was very unlikable and very obnoxious and bubbly and this, you know, queen bee type of character. And obviously Mona as A is completely different. So I had to completely create a new character. But that was the most fun part about it as well.
Cool.
Well, thank you so much for listening and watching and calling in.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye. So what is your favorite? Do you like playing Crazy Mona or do you
I would have told you a little while ago that I liked Nerdy Mona the best because that's really fun. But lately I've really loved Crazy Mona. It's just something different that I've never ever played in my life, a part of me that I've never explored. And it's really fun to do something that's so different. And every time I look at a script, they give me something new and fun and unpredictable. And I have to kind of go, ooh, what am I going to do with this?
Yeah.
And that keeps it really, you know, fun and fresh for me.
That's cool. Just to kind of play different parts of,
yeah,
bring different
you know,
parts
this is my 3rd season, and I still get so excited to go to work every day because I'm like,
awesome.
ooh, I get to play today. Yeah.
That's awesome.
How far in advance do you guys get the scripts?
We get the scripts about 3 or 4 days before we start filming the episode.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we kind of find out what's going on right before we film it.
That's good. That keeps it exciting.
Yeah, it keeps it exciting, but then we're hungry to find out, just like anybody else. We're like, you know, we're trying to get the producers and being like, what's going on?
That's awesome.
Can you tell me this? And they're like, no. You're like, come on, I want to know.
That's funny. Of all the people, you'd think that y'all would know the most, but other people know more.
Yep.
That's cool.
That's funny. Oh, it looks like we have another phone call. People are loving you want to talk to you. Hi, AfterBuzz TV.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Julie from New Jersey.
Hi, Julie. Do you have a question for Janelle?
I do. I just want to say that my friend and I, first of all, we have every Tuesday we have get together and have a huge party to watch Pretty Little Liars.
Oh, I love it. That's awesome.
Janelle, you are amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. You're so sweet.
I was wondering which one of the Pretty Little Liars cast are you like closest with?
Brendan Robinson. Yeah, he's my bestie. We have the best time together. We're super goofy, and like we go get lunch and just, you know, go get coffee. And my first night at my apartment, we camped out on my floor and played a board game with some wine, and it was nice. But yeah, no, we do little voices
What
and like
about
accents.
the 4 girls?
I get along well with everybody. They're all awesome. Which is lucky for us because you're not always so lucky to, you know, be put in a room with a lot of girls who are your age that are really cool. So it's super fun. Like work is, you know, a walk in the park. It's just so much fun.
Awesome.
Oh, that's good. Have you heard Lucy's album?
I have not yet. I can't wait to hear it. She's an amazing singer. So.
Oh, that's great. Can't wait for it.
Well, thank
All
you
the girls
so much.
are great.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching and listening, and thanks for calling in.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Got some fans there. Yes. I love it.
So your movie, Celeste and Jesse, did you go to Sundance when it screened?
I did not. I was actually doing Spring Awakening at the time. I wish I could have. I've never been to Sundance, so I'd love to go one of these days.
I went for the first time this last year.
Oh, yeah? Did you like it?
I did, except like the one night where the event that I was working happened, it was like a huge snowstorm and all the roads were closed, and it was insane. just the one day.
That's how
the
it
rest
goes.
of the time it was great.
Yeah.
but I was familiar with that film and heard a lot of great things about it, so I'm excited to see it.
Me too.
Yeah, so hopefully it'll be out soon. But when you find out, you should let us know so we can let all of our, let all of the Pretty Little Liars fans that we have here know about it.
Yeah, definitely.
So any other like great spoilers or anything you can give? We just want more information.
Okay.
Always looking for spoilers.
Well, I can say that there will be some family members coming to town. Besides Ezra's mom, there may be a couple brothers coming of a couple people in the show.
I think, isn't it Ezra has a brother coming?
Yes.
Played by Greg
Sulkin.
From Wizards of Waverly Place, because I was doing research on the show this week.
There you go. He's coming to town, and he's Arya's age, so it'll be interesting to see, how that goes with the brother the same age and the girlfriend, of the brother that's way older. To see what that'll be like.
Ooh. Exciting. Okay, so my thing is, and maybe you can, shed some light on this for me, but I really think, and I forget her name all the time, but the psychiatrist that Hannah was saying. Dr. Sullivan. I swear Dr. Sullivan is behind this whole thing.
Oh, you think so?
I do. I do. Ever since the end of last season and she was at the car crash, all of a sudden she just pops up back at this car crash site. Why was she there?
Well, the story that it was in the finale is that Toby got in contact with her and asked her to come back. So, who knows?
Yeah, but how did she end? Like, how did she end up like right there?
I've never heard anybody say that before. Actually,
I say it all the time. Like, I swear,
week after week,
every week I'm saying it. I swear, Dr. Sullivan isn't because, especially changing Mona's visitation and all of that. It could be a hacker just hacking in. But
I love hearing people's theories because I hear different ones every single time I have an interview, and it's awesome because everybody is suspicious, which I love.
Predictions.
Yeah,
it's all about
I love the predictions.
I know. Well, I think we have a little bit of news and gossip about the show that we want to get into.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So, news and gossip for this week. Actually, the producers of Pretty Little Liars are making another show, which is super exciting. And it's going to be, remember the movie Now and Then? Do you guys remember that?
Loved that movie.
Loved it.
So, they're going to make, I guess, a show for ABC Family also based on that Now and Then concept with the 4 girls.
Oh, wow.
I like it.
Really excited. Kind of sounds like a similar idea with the 4 girls to Pretty Little Liars. So, hopefully it'll be as exciting. I love Pretty Little Liars, so it'll be good. And then we have a conspiracy theory as well on love. So as we mentioned, Greg Sulkin coming to the show to be Ezra's brother. But apparently people have been reporting that his last name is going to be Fitzgerald. And so Ezra Fitzgerald, they're predicting that there will be like family drama related to that, and that maybe that's why he's hiding, why he has the money, because he comes from a family with money. I'm apparently spoiling things that you can't talk about, but there you go. So
all I can say is it's coming up in the next couple episodes. So
we'll find out
what's
soon.
going on with the family.
So hopefully maybe we'll find out what that drawer of money was all about. Maybe it's not from selling a car, but it could be from his actual family. So exciting times ahead.
Interesting theories indeed.
Very interesting. And he just doesn't like to go to the bank. Okay.
Yeah.
Just wants to have cash.
Exactly.
Okay.
So true.
Well, why don't we get into some predictions and see what we think is
that time.
going to happen.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay. Why don't you start us out?
Ooh, okay. So predictions for this week. This is like my off-the-wall prediction for the week, I have to say. So the guy in the coffee shop who seemed into Arya's mother. Okay, across the street, the new girl, Cece, is working at a store. And I think there's going to be some
Oh, they were talking.
Yeah, crossing paths there. I'm not sure exactly what yet because we haven't seen them at all together, but it just seemed like mentioning that, and then this is the owner of the shop. I could see something going down there. So that's my off the wall prediction for this week.
Interesting.
I swear, it gets harder and harder to make predictions. It's like I think I know what's going to happen, and then it completely throws me off.
Yeah,
those are fun.
I think, I think it's gonna something with Nate's gonna go down soon. And I just know it. Since we've heard a little bit about he's got a different side, darker side to him. I'm intrigued to see what happens there with him and Jenna and him and Emily.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I really can't predict what's going to happen here on this one.
Okay. Well, we saw from the spoilers for next week that Caleb's coming back. So I'm curious to see how Hannah is, what that kind of dynamic's going to be, if she's going to kind of fill him in on what's going on, or if he's going to be. I think that she is. I think that, she's finally going to just say, just kind of tell him what's going on. Because she, especially now with the blood testing and all that, I think she's a little bit more kind of nervous and scared about everything. So she just kind of needs those people around her. So I think she's going to come clean a little bit more, let him in a little bit, and hopefully he'll be the good guy like they always are and come to the rescue.
They're all good,
and,
right?
Do all of that. I don't know, but I do want to. One of our comments that we got on YouTube and iTunes is. I've said a couple of times, and we've kind of talked about it, that I think Spencer sometimes can be a little bit sketchy. She just, she was, and the fans are like kind of uproaring about that a little bit. But I don't know. I think she's always seems to be at the place where the girls go missing and people don't, she's always the one that pops up in these random places.
Interesting.
And, she does have, awesome research skills. And we saw on this episode tonight, she's the one that's always doing the research, where she was researching Cece, trying to find out about her and all of that.
Well, that would be a crazy twist.
But I don't know, because, she was the one that, figured out Allie was missing and then when Emily was missing, and she never tells anybody. She's just kind of wandering around at night by herself and doesn't wake anybody up, doesn't tell. So I don't know. I just think that there's still something.
Interesting. Yeah. I've not heard that theory either.
Something a little bit more to that. But I think that she is, she loves her friends and she wants to kind of find out what's going on. So maybe it's not necessarily a bad thing. Maybe she's just trying to be more PI and be the one to figure it out. On her own, because her mom's a lawyer, and that's kind of how her family is, maybe.
I love hearing all these ideas.
I would definitely agree with that one. There's something there, but I can't put my finger on it yet. We'll see. We'll see about Spencer.
Yeah, so we'll see kind of how it all goes. I don't know. But thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us.
So much fun.
It was so lovely to have you.
Thank you.
I know. People loved it for sure. All those calls for you.
Yes. So please, if you didn't get, if we didn't get to your call, please leave us a comment on iTunes or YouTube, and maybe we can get it to Janelle later and ask and get your questions answered next week. But thank you so much for joining us, and make sure to follow us on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV, and you can follow me at Kelly with an IE079. And Janelle, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter. It's hard to remember. It's JMeilaniXO. Okay, JMEILANIXO. Meilani's my middle name. It's Hawaiian.
There we go.
I know it's hard to remember.
Cool.
Very nice.
And you can find me on Twitter at Stephanie Wenger.
And I'm at Whitney Lane 1118.
So thanks again, and we are so excited to see what happens next week and see what crazy Mona has in store for us next time.
Exciting.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.